The theme of the conference has kind of emerged really around, great storytelling done by professional journalists and content creators, and really cleaning up the media ecosystem, and kind of this authenticated supply chain that has been a real challenge in our industry, which is kind of really causes proliferation of fake news and fraud. And how do we come together as an entire industry to combat that? And as I said in my opening keynote last night, how do we weed out the bad actors? I'd like to think this is a conference full of the real premium partners, and there's a lot of bad actors out there that are profiteering from the proliferation of fake news, unreliable content, and they're doing it across the, utilizing social media platforms and new ad technology. I think we can do a much, much better job, not only on behalf of brands and consumer brands, but also on behalf of the public.
So Mark Pritchard sort of threw down the gauntlet last night, really maybe raising the bar a little bit. What do you think about that? And in terms of the buy side's demands, is that realistic? Is it too much? Or how is that all going to shake out?
I think Mark made a really good point, is that we've got ourselves really caught up in the semantics of the industry that we've created, whether it be around measurement and verification and viewability and things like that. And until you absolutely declare a standard, you'll continue to spin around this ambiguity in the industry. And really what Mark said, and I thought this was most important and really should be double underlined, we've got away from the craft of creativity. And that has really suffered, and I think that's one of the reasons, when you lose creativity, you lose the power of content, you lose the power of advertising. I think that's created this emergence of ad blockers, because the user experience has declined so bad. And Mark's point was very specific about, hey, let's just declare how we're going to operate so we can get back to the craft of creativity, and that I think is so key.
So what does creativity look like? I know that's a really hard question, but I completely agree with your premise. Like, is the onus of creativity on the brands, the agencies, on the publishers such as yourselves?
It's the total ecosystem, right? Brands need to figure out how to tell their stories better, and they need to do it in a more engaging way. They need to work with media partners that can help them tell that story, and their agencies are really important to making sure that that story is well told, either within or adjacent to high quality content. So again, it's three legs of the stool need to be sturdy in order for that to be a realization.
So Jim, congratulations on Conde Nast.
Yeah, thank you.
Your big job there. Tell us sort of about your role there, what you hope to do, what the opportunities are.
Yeah, it's been a busy first couple of months at Conde Nast, so very, very fortunate to be part of really one of the true stalwarts of quality content and trusted journalism. And really the goal for us and the team is to, how do we realize the power of professional journalism and content creation in this new world, where viewing habits are very different, consumer habits are challenged, it's a dynamic marketplace. So, we've just embarked on a transformation where we want to leverage the heritage of our great brands like Vanity Fair and Vogue, GQ and Wired, Bon Appetit and Architectural Digest. So how do we leverage the power of those heritage brands and then really apply that in a very focused way to the most important marketers in the industry? And we've kind of taken a dual approach here between brands and industries. And when those two work hand in hand, we think we can really bring really great solutions to advertisers that effectively helps to empower and enable quality journalism and trusted content.
What's the mix, in your opinion, or what could be the mix between a sort of a programmatic sell-side solution for you guys versus this well-established direct sales operation?
Well, I think you have to have both, right? You want to make sure you've got a one-to-one relationship with marketers and agencies. But two, what the platforms allow is for scale. Now, from a consumer standpoint, really kind of the largest audience of Condé Nast is what we see through our social feeds and handles. And the amount of our content that gets distributed, whether it be on Facebook, Google, Twitter, Apple News, and so forth. So we want to lean into that, we want to embrace it, and that's important for us to make sure our tech platform is commensurate with those distribution platforms. So there's been we did a lot of work last year, fully enabled across all of the major programmatic platforms that should allow us to make that a sustainable business model.